This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Today's video is brought to you by Surfshark. In a little bit, I'm going to talk to you about a deal exclusive to my audience. But first, I want to talk about Donald Trump and what happened last night at Omaha. Donald Trump is right now in a last-minute bid, scrambling to try to shore up his deficiencies of support all across the country. Campaigning even in sure things, places like Nebraska. And last night, which is just a beautiful metaphor for exactly what 2020 has been, but more appropriately, what Donald Trump and what he stands for, what his ethos is, which is look out for himself and screw everybody else. Last night, he left after he flew off from his rally. I'm going to talk a little bit about how the rallies work, but he flew off from his rally at about 9:20 p.m., leaving hundreds, if not thousands, of supporters, it's hard to count people in the dark, stranded in sub-freezing temperatures for hours with no way to get back to their automobiles. Before I get into all of that, though, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Surfshark. I've talked a few times about the importance of your security online and how Surfshark can play a substantial role in keeping you safe from hackers and others online who have nefarious intent. I've talked to you about using my exclusive link, surfshark.deal/Dollemore, to keep safe all of your data sent via the internet, including passwords, private messages, and your credit card numbers. However, there are other less security-centric reasons for signing up for Surfshark. If you are someone who watches movies on Netflix, for instance, you might not know that there's all kinds of content out there that are available in certain countries, but not available in others. For instance, if you wanted to watch Friends or Rick and Morty or Doctor Who or Mad Men, you'll need to actually be somewhere outside of the United States or make Netflix think you are. And by logging on to one of Surfshark's many servers outside the United States, you can do just that. And for a limited time, using my link, surfshark.deal/Dollemore, you can get 83% off a 2-year plan and 3 months extra for free. Getting it through my link makes your subscription only $2.21 per month, so you can browse securely on all of your devices, all of them, simultaneously. And that means being able to make a secure connection to any one of your streaming services. So sign up, get a great deal, and surf the web while being protected by industry-leading security and data encryption. Again, go to surfshark.deal/Dollemore to get 83% off, and know that they're so confident you're going to love your new security, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So let's talk a little bit about how these rallies work, especially these last-minute, impromptu, thrown-together late rallies. They are held usually at an airfield outside of town. And for convenience reasons, for Donald Trump, they're held there, but also for some security reasons. You don't want a large gathering. Typically, it's more secure to have it off-site from a parking structure or something. And so Donald Trump flies in, he gets off Air Force One, he lies for an hour or so in his speech, and then he leaves. But what happens before that is people come from miles around, sometimes from other states. They wait in line for hours to get in. Then they get in and they wait sometimes for more hours waiting for Donald Trump to arrive, because there's the entire security protocol that has to be gone through. And then after he leaves, he just walks off stage, gets on the plane and flies out of there. Then they're left for hours in the freezing cold, temperatures of 30, 31 degrees in this case, unable to get back to their cars. Again, he's campaigning in Nebraska. That's like him really trying to win Texas when it should be a sure thing. Here's a tweet from Jeff Zeleny from CNN. He said, President Trump took off in Air Force One 1 hour, 20 minutes ago, but thousands of his supporters remain stranded on a dark road outside the rally. Quote, we need at least 30 more buses, an Omaha police officer just said, shaking his head at the chaotic cluster that is unfolding. Listen, the point here should be obvious that Donald Trump doesn't care about the well-being of Americans in general, certainly Democrats, but not even his own supporters. First of all, he's holding rallies during the peak infection time of the pandemic so far, where 75,000 Americans are testing positive for coronavirus daily. And he's holding these mass super spreader events all across the country in freezing temperatures. Or, maybe it's like with coronavirus testing, we wouldn't have so many cases if we didn't test. Maybe if they weren't testing the air temperature, it wouldn't have been as cold. Huh? Donald Trump? So there was a reporter on the ground, Jeff Paul, actually works for Fox News, and he took some video. I'm going to play a little bit of his video while I'm reading his tweet from the posted video. Again, Jeff Paul, Fox News. Thousands of people left out in the cold and stranded in Omaha, Nebraska after a Trump rally. I'm told the shuttles aren't operating and there aren't enough buses. Police didn't seem to know what to do. I saw at least one woman getting medical attention. Second video he posts. Here's his tweet. The above video and this one were taken around 10:15 p.m. The Trump rally ended around 8:45 p.m. Some just gave up and walked from the airfield back to wherever they parked. It was about 32 degrees out at the time. Many had already spent hours outside as they waited for POTUS to arrive. He doesn't care. Now, the Omaha World Daily or whatever their newspaper is there, a local paper, this isn't the Washington Post, this isn't the New York Times that has it out for Donald Trump. They wrote about this, and there are some key points in here that I want to talk about. Several people who were waiting required medical attention based on reporting at the scene and local emergency scanner traffic. Omaha Scanner, a Twitter account that monitors emergency scanner traffic, said 7 people were taken to the hospital, but later tweeted that officials would have the exact count on Wednesday. The president, who spoke for nearly an hour, wrapped up shortly before 9 p.m. Again, remember, he wrapped up just before 9 p.m. and then he was wheels up at 9:20. It doesn't take long. He gets out there and gets out of Dodge, or Omaha, as it were. Some people in his audience waited up until after midnight for campaign buses to take them to their cars, which were parked miles away. Now, a lot of people just gave up. And speaking of giving up, is Donald Trump just giving up here? Does he care so little about a second term that he's willing to throw his supporters under the bus and make them walk miles in the freezing cold and dark to get back to their car? I mean, obviously he doesn't care enough that he's willing to put their lives at risk. When the last election you lost by 3 million votes but still won because of the Electoral College, and this election, and it came down, by the way, to only tens of thousands of votes nationwide in certain states to clinch it, you can't afford to get your supporters sick. You can't afford to piss them off and make them walk miles, some of them elderly, miles in the freezing cold. Law enforcement sources estimated the crowd above 10,000. Organizers, meaning the Trump team, said more than 20,000 people came through security by the end of the event. Trump said during his speech the crowd was 29,000. It just keeps growing, the number keeps growing and growing and growing despite what law enforcement estimates. That left masses of people huddled in 31-degree weather along two-lane Lindbergh Plaza. Some tried walking back to their cars, pouring into the street, which slowed exiting traffic as well. Most people had climbed aboard buses by midnight, with the last stragglers leaving around 12:40 a.m. Wednesday, authorities said. And this is where it just peak Trump supporter. This is someone who organized the rally. Chris Beckenbach of Lincoln volunteered to help at the rally. She said Wednesday morning that she finally made it back to her car at 12:15 a.m. We were all parked over at Epley. Epley Field is where the rally was held, she said. We were 3.5 miles through darkness to get there. There was no direction given. I expected at the end of the rally somebody will say, go this way and there will be buses waiting. Buses came, she said, but they didn't come back for an hour and a half. This is the beauty part. She didn't blame organizers, however. How do you practice for that, she said, noting the thousands of people who attended. Well, Chris Breckenbach, I'll tell you how. How you practice for that is holding hundreds of rallies in every state of the union year after year after year. Donald Trump announced for his second term and officially announced his candidacy weeks into his presidency, maybe days. He's held rallies continuously, even throughout a pandemic. They've got practice at holding rallies. This isn't about practice. This is about him not giving a shit about you or anyone else who doesn't have the last name Trump. Will it make a difference, though? That's the question. Is it gonna make a dent? Are people going to see through this? Are people going to be bothered enough by his disregard for their health and well-being and safety that they either don't vote or vote for Joe Biden? Love to know what you think. Give me a call. Leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Email me, daily@dollemore.com. I would love to hear from you. I would invite you to consider supporting my work here on YouTube. For fewer than $2 a month, you can help support my work by becoming a channel member. There's a join button there below the video. Should be on your mobile phone. It's certainly on a desktop computer. If you watch on your TV, thanks for watching. There's no button. Other ways you can support, go to dollemore.info. You can buy a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a hoodie. All of those merchandise purchases go a long way to help support my work here. And you get something in return. You get to have a t-shirt. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. We're getting down to the wire. It's getting exciting. Be genuine. Take care of one another.